Hello and welcome to episode 50 of our Timberborn Update 7 Folktails Hard Mode playthrough here in cycle 58, day 31. Less than a tenth of a day left before we have our last fresh cycle of the playthrough, since this is the finale, the last episode. But what a time we've had. This has been such an enjoyable playthrough. I have had a tremendous time taking care of stuff. There's still a little bit left to do. We're going to do those finishing touches, and we're going to send this playthrough off in style. But before we do that, let's go ahead and tackle a couple of things you guys mentioned in the comments. Yes, this zipline station has not been connected to the path system. Now it is. And I guess I will go ahead and put that bulletin pole here. But yeah, now that's good to go. Honestly, for a little bit when people left the comments saying, hey, you didn't connect this, I thought they were talking about something else. And then when I loaded this playthrough before I started recording, like, yep, that one needs to be fixed. But that's taken care of. We do have 268 beavers. We have 5 empty beds. We could maybe put a couple more houses in, but honestly, I don't think we really need to worry about it. We did, in fact, put the other shower back here, so now that is good to go. We've gotten so many cool things accomplished in this playthrough, and I'm just so pleased. There's still more we need to do. Yes, I do need to do something with this. And we had not yet finished putting in the crenellations on top of all of this stuff in the corner. And not to mention, we didn't technically finish having the wall all the way around here, but I don't think we're going to worry about it. I think it's going to be just fine the way it is. This is pretty ugly over here, I'm not going to lie to you, but I think it's fine. I think everything is just peachy. Let's go ahead and get rid of that forester, because we don't need to have it be right there. We have a little bit, maybe decoration-wise, that we could do to make this look a tiny bit better. I don't know that we could really, you know, get to most of this if we wanted to really redo it. But I can go ahead and do that bit there, which would allow me to do a little bit more with the rest of this stuff. Again, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I don't know why I'm whispering, but I think hiding that a little bit inside the wall here might look just a touch better. I think they're going to have a little bit of a chance to get a bridge through here to construct the rest of these. But actually, I don't know that they're going to be able to do that. So instead, I think I can get away with doing that, just so they can build that, let them take care of that. You guys did ask if this ever got built, and no, because it says it's waiting for the construction behind it to be finished. But there is no construction behind it. So I think what's going to happen here... Oh, there is. Why is that not built? Okay, well, I stand thoroughly corrected by myself. You see, I figure they could have built that, so maybe what we need to do instead, try and come in from this side. That should work, and that should work. If it doesn't, then, well, we'll figure it out. But that's not giving me any warning, so maybe it's okay. Put that on triple speed, see if they... lag. See if they take care of that. I also probably should not be... Oh, no, there it goes. Okay, I was going to say I shouldn't sit here waiting for the next 10,000 years, but I guess they're going to be inclined to do it a little bit more quickly here, huh? Well, seems fine. We have one unemployed bot, which reminds me, you guys did let me know that the Earth Recultivator is employing regular beavers. We obviously can't have that, so guess what? Now that is doing that, and now that is doing that. Now we have 20, count them. Well, actually now it's 19. We have 20 vacancies for the bots, but soon that is not going to be a problem. We've been putting all these, again, crenellations in piece by piece. We're going to have to let that continue going piece by piece. But here, we had the issue before. There's no more height allowance for the dirt, so anything we do above here is going to have to be regular wooden blocks or something like that. So what we did all the way down here is above the pool deck, I built one of these kind of things. And honestly, I think that looks pretty cool. Not perfect, but nothing is. You can't spend your whole life chasing perfection, or all you're going to be is miserable. Well, unless you manage to, you know, actually be perfect, in which case tell me your secrets. But, you know, us normal human beings who aren't going to be able to do that are going to have to just keep on keeping on. But I digress. We've got plenty of opportunity here to go ahead and get this constructed, just to put a little bit of a nice thing up here. Of course, we're going to have some ladders in place so that they can get up on top. There is access on the back side here if we just put in a little bit of a path that way. So that's looking pretty good. Nice improvements there. We'll let them do what they got to do. You already know the drill. Just add a little bit more fun there. And I think it's probably going to make sense to just put some fences in, just for, you know, safety's sake. But we will have to come in from the outside all the way around because of the way this is constructed. That is just how that is going to be. So we'll come back to that at some point. You know, everything does take time, as I have said, and said, and said, and said some more. Overall, though, I am very pleased. I really like how a lot of this stuff has gone. I did want to tell you guys, right here, this tree, this lonely chestnut tree, that has been dead for the longest time, has been dubbed Lonely Larry, so there you go. Thanks, Lonely Larry, for all of your contributions to channel lore. You'll be remembered for at least the next 45 minutes. And they did get both of those put in, so that's looking a lot better. Reminder that this is technically, if we had a support, this would actually be able to be connected here, but I don't think I want to mess with that. So what I will do instead is I think we'll just have this start looking a little bit better here, because once that's up, I can build off of it to complete all of this. Obviously, this is one of those things that, yes, friends, is going to just take time. I should put that on mugs or something. Anyway, let's just grab those, get that popped in, and then I think, yeah, I should be able to just get that popped in just like so, hopefully. That'll look a little bit, you know, not completely stupid. Well, you know, I guess it's subjective, but that will be an improvement. We'll get the scaffolding out of there. Once again, coming over here to put in little bits and pieces. Making nice progress here, slowly. You know how this goes. As I failed to click. Just gotta do what you gotta do. We'll get those two done, then we'll unpause all of that. So yes, there's plenty of stuff that we could still continue to do in all of these little areas around the map that are not green or have not had anything built on them. But 50 episodes is enough. If you want to continue playing this map, I do have the saves. I don't update the folder a lot, but I do have a Google Drive folder that I'm going to try my best to remember to put the link to in the description, where you can download these saves, and saves for most of the stuff that we've done since update 6, pretty sure. But yeah, you're always welcome to mess with it and see if there's anything you would rather have done, or if you want to use it as a jumping off point for something else. So just check the description. If it's not there, yell at me in the comments and I'll fix it. But I digress. Still plenty more to get done here. Just trying to allow them time to do things before we do our grand finale, which I thought, and you guys kind of agreed, would be kind of fun to do a walk around in first-person view and then set off the Earth Recultivators, maybe both of them at once, and then view from the beaver's perspective from someplace down here. Because we had such a good time with that before. I really like that mod. It's just fantastic. So this terrain block here is going to be one of the last ones to go in that way. Has this been taken care of? Too far from a district. That's quitter talk. Why is that? Oh, they're not going to be able to do it because... Okay, well, I'll tell you what. If I turn this around, they should be able to do it. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be okay. Just grab this out. Grab that out. That's a big improvement, folks. You know what? As soon as I deleted those things, I think that would really complete the look. That would look pretty nice. They can do that from below, so I guess that's probably fine. Yeah, good improvements there. Good improvements. I could put some, what do you call it, stairs there. And I can also, you know, just do some crenellations here. Ooh, you know what? Mistakes were made. Or maybe not. How did I do on that side? Oh, it didn't quite match up. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Let's just do that. Why not, right? Why not? Just do it for the heck of it. Will they be able to build all this? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I think they should be able, with the help of this, to build pretty much everything else. We'll just leave that in place. Alright, I have one more crenellation to put in here. Just right there. And then, of course, we have these guys here. Then I have to put in all of these fences. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to time-lapse them putting the rest of this stuff in, and then maybe a couple small other things. Not going to be a super long, super quick time-lapse, but I did want to get just a couple more things taken care of. And then we're going to take a tour. We're going to talk about the fun stuff we did, stuff that maybe I wish we would have done slightly better, slightly differently. And then that's going to be it, folks. Like I said, this is the finale. This is not really a content episode, quote-unquote. Just fun to end on a nice, even number. And have a little bit of fun without having to worry about getting a whole bunch of products done. There you go. Projects done, not products. Alright, folks. Let's go ahead and enter our first-person viewpoint. I guess we could go kind of chronologically, quote-unquote. Not entirely, because most of the original stuff is gone. But it did all start in this general area of the map here. So if we kind of start right in front of our district center, obviously we've got our bots not having much of anything to do, but you can see a tremendous quantity of fun things over here. So, well, this housing over here is a little bit older, or a little bit newer than what we have going on in this area. So, come down here. We've got the lovely lanterns, all sorts of fun stuff. And then we come into our main area here. I can't climb ladders in this, but we can observe whatever kind of weird rituals are happening down here. I know it's probably incredibly loud, but thank you, autosave, for making that impossible. We got a lovely swimming area over here. Yes, we can get down in the water, and we can get back out. But I always did like this design here, just kind of chilling. Come back in, take a visit to the frog. I wish it had eyes, but hey, it's a little tiny 3D model, no complaining there. That is incredibly creepy sounding. But again, we can come down here, see what these guys are up to. Can we actually go in? I don't know that we can go into the Agora. Oh, no, we totally can. Yeah, see, there we go. The chanting and the green fumes, that's a wholesome family environment for everyone involved. We'll climb up the stairs here. Of course, there's a ladder which I cannot climb, but this does go all the way up, and we have... Wow, that was jarring. And we have the ability to insert ourselves up here at the top once again in a manner of our choosing. I think it's probably going to make the most sense to come over here. Try not to fall into the inky blackness below. But you got your nightmare fuel right here. I wish these things would have... Oh, wait, they're rotating the correct way now. Okay, well, it wasn't doing that before. I'm glad that got taken care of. But then coming in from here, again, we cannot go down below. Oh, now it's slower because there's... Oh, they're at different pitches. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. It's absolutely killing me. But no, I like this idea. I thought it was a fun build, kind of loosely inspired by some of the things you guys suggested in previous playthroughs. And yeah, it's chaotic, it's hectic, but it's kind of neat, right? I think it's cool. Of course, we have all this stuff over here we don't really care too much about, but it was a whole lot of work trying to get this reservoir blasted out. And then, of course, our big industrial area. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud. But let's come down here. Take a look once again. Going back behind here gives us the view of these water wheels. And then we have all of this fun stuff. But the thing that I think is most fun about this is how we haven't had to really do too much with this at all for the last... Trying to get on top of this thing, it's not going to let me. We haven't had to do too much with this for most of the series. It just kind of worked. It's been a reliable producer. Got some storage back here. It's a little bit quieter. See if there's any reasonable way for me to make my way over here. I guess if I go on the fences. All of our things making the fuel. I wish I could kind of change the camera angle on this, but it is what it is. We can come through here, of course. Busy, busy place with all sorts of bots going everywhere. Again, we cannot go up the ladders there, but that would take us up to all of the bot assemblers and everything. This is incredibly straight. Maybe not super exciting, but I am kind of glad that we were able to fit most of the stuff. Most of the stuff, not all of it. Most of it in. And then, of course, we have all this mess with the walls. I'm not going to have us, you know, like go inside that, but remember all the nonsense we went through trying to build that? It was a lot. And, of course, we have the waffle. Now, I can't, again, go up or down ladders in first-person mode. So what we're going to have to do is peel this back and see if it's going to allow me to insert myself in here. Yeah, so obviously I'm going to have to, you know, do this one layer at a time. But I always liked the idea of how we had this set up. I wish I could change the layers while I'm in first-person mode. But this was a cool design. I appreciate everybody who helped come up with that. And then, of course, probably going to have a little bit better of a time in first-person. In regular farm mode here, obviously, you know, pretend there's stuff above you. But I liked the idea of having the farm set up like this, where everything is just really efficiently laid out, super convenient, close at hand. Obviously, I can't jump on top of that because there's land there. But I really like the idea of this thing. And of course, the top is just trees. I don't need to show you what trees look like. But that was a tremendous triumph of engineering. I'm very glad we did that. So since we're already over here, let's take another kind of walk through this general area. Again, I cannot go up or down ladders, so we have to kind of insert ourselves in here. But now that it's nighttime, we have all these lanterns everywhere. And I love this. I know we talked about this a little bit before, but it just looks so nice. And they're just gently swaying in the breeze. Gary appreciators and everyone. Stairs up here, of course, to the frog cave. Very peaceful, very serene. You know, take your shower. The watchful frog will keep you safe. Very strange design, but you guys really like that, so I was happy to do that. These are they look so cool in the first person. And then, of course, these guys are having fun dancing over there. But I love looking at all this stuff at night. And you can see all the beavers on the zip lines. I wish we could ride the zip lines. That would be really cool. I do not think it is meant to be, though. But there's other stuff we have to take a look at in first person as well. You know, the tree farms, yeah, probably not so much. But if we come up here, all the way, well, not all the way to the top, but say right about here, should be some pretty good vantage points. Obviously, this is the inside of that. I'm not going to fall down there, but this is such a cool view. You just see all of the trees. I maybe should have stacked this tree farm, but honestly, we were doing so well, I didn't think it was that big of a problem to have to deal with. But I really liked the design of these other housing complexes, too. I thought it looked really cool. Some neat variety, a little bit more aesthetically minded, which is not something I typically do. But you guys made it happen with your ideas, your suggestions, and I'm always, always thankful for that. Come on over here, and then you can have another view of all of the fun happening in the main beaver area there. And I love this so much. This has been such a fun playthrough. Let's come back and take a look at these guys. We do still have one day left until the drought, and that's where we're going to end this. But like I said, we're going to end it with a bang. We're going to have both those things going off at night and a place we can watch from the ground. But we come across here. Now, this is one of the things I think I'm more proud of than most other things in this playthrough. I wish I could stand on top of the tree. Can I? Oh, I can. Okay. This just looks cool, especially from ground level. You know, you got your infinite water bucket fountain there. bulletin poles, you got your beaver statues, and then this area right here with the overhanging bit, I really like that. I thought that was tremendous. Of course, we can, you know, just have a relaxing day at the pool if we feel so inclined. And then, of course, you come up here, you have this thing going on, you got the big Torii gate here, and then you have this area, which we're also going to inspect. Again, just really, really comfy, nice, aesthetically pleasing vibes. I just love it. Is that a D20? It absolutely is. How did I never notice that before? And how did I never notice this was like the shape of a beaver? Like carved out of wood. That is so cool. See, this is why you do this. This is why you go around in first person and pay attention to details and take the time to appreciate the work that's gone into this game. This is just tremendous. Like, I don't see, like, people are talking about, oh, gaming is dead. No, it's not. You got indie developers out here making absolute bangers. And they charge half of the price of a AAA game, and it's just, I got 1,200 hours in this. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I didn't even have, like, 300 hours in Fallout 4. And I liked that game. I have 200-something hours in Skyrim, for all that's worth, on Steam. And on Xbox 360, I had a lot more than that. But the amount of stuff you can do with this game that you're not going to find almost anywhere else is just astounding. And, of course, all the mods, everything else is just... How could you hate this game? How could you even dislike this game? It's amazing. And, of course, we have this area up here. Now we have fences, which I guess does kind of spoil the view just a touch. But we can jump on top of the fence and take, like, look at this. What a great vantage point. Just all the way up here, you have a view of that guy there and that guy there, and just all these castle walls. You got these statues standing guard here. How many times can I say how much I love this? This has just been tremendous. It's been absolutely fantastic. All that being said, we're just about out of time here. Just about out of the ability to make quote-unquote content, which is, you know, not really the goal. The goal is to have a good time playing games and then turn that into content. But I have had such a great time. I really appreciate each and every one of you who have contributed to this playthrough, whether that is being a beard booster. You see the names of those folks on the screen, directly subsidizing everything we do here. Or even if you just watch the videos and comment and just be a participant in the process. Like, I'm just so glad we all get to share this together. This is, again, how many times am I going to say it? It's a great game. It's a great community. And it's really important to have stuff like this where you can just enjoy a relaxing, stress-free, well, mostly stress-free, time playing with beavers online. And, you know, just focus on good stuff happening, right? The world needs more of that. And I am always going to try to make this channel a place where people can have access to that. But now it is time on Cycle 59, Day 8, to say goodbye. And we are going to let the sun set here real quick. Then we're going to set both these things off. I think we're going to stand right about here and just take a look up and see the seeds of our harvest, the fruits of our labors, go to repopulate and recultivate the rest of Beaver Earth and move on to the next. So, sun going down, golden hour, as they say. Let's hit pause. We have enough for our launch there, and we have enough for our launch here. Both of those have been hit, and let's go right about here. And now, see the Torii gate in the background there. Everything against a beautiful hued sky. Everything up there as well. What a great way to end a series. What a fantastic time. Friends, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know when the next series is going to start, but I will be very excited to share it with you when that time comes. Until then, we have plenty more fun coming with the Iron Teeth Project 1K, trying to get 1,000 beavers on diorama, and of course, water beavers. But whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and I will see you later. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.